It's Today in Putnam County with Shan Stout.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to today's episode of Today in Putnam County. I'm Shan Stout, the Executive Director of the Cookeville Putnam County Convention and Visitors Bureau, and I am thrilled to be filling in for Mayor Porter while he is on the campaign trail. And I'm here with my co-host, Tessa Davis, also with the Visitors Bureau. And today's guest, you are going to want to hang around for because he is a delight. He is just a barrel of fun, but he also has a bunch of great information today. And we have three different things we're talking about. And our guest today is Shaun Scantland. Welcome to the podcast, Shaun.
Thanks for having me, Shan and Tessa. I'm excited to be here.
Okay, now, Shaun, first off, let's give your day job title and let's unpack that part.
All right, yeah. So I work for the Tennessee Department of Economic and Community Development as the business development consultant for the 14-county region of the Upper Cumberland, which includes Putnam County.
Okay, now that is a long title with a lot of facets. So first off, you love your job.
I do, and it is a long title. I was probably 3 months in before I memorized all of it. It's always fun at networking events. Hello, read business card, get my readers out. Consultant, yes, that's me.
So, that's me, yeah. yes. We have that in common. My title, when we added Convention and Visitors Bureau, we took over the Convention Center and had to add that to my title. I was like, could it be any longer? Let's just choose another really long word to stuff in
so
there.
You feel my pain. When I heard you say all that, I was like, that's impressive. She got it all, like in one breath.
It's a miracle is what it is.
Like, I got to pause. I'm out of breath when I say mine. I'm like, all right, we're halfway through there, guys. Stick with me. So.
Well, speaking of halfway through, we have a lot of things to cover, and we're going to come back to the economic development piece because the first thing I want to talk to you about is something very new on your resume, and that is you are a new field correspondent for Season 4 of Wish You Were Here, Adventures in Tennessee's Upper Cumberland, that we filmed with WCTE PBS. So when you got the call, and first off, did you think you were being pranked? Because that's what I thought the first time I got the call.
Yeah, I Googled it to make sure it was a real thing. But no, I was aware of the show. I had seen Caitlin Steakley share some stuff, and I saw you share some stuff on socials. I think I saw you share some stuff, and I thought, man, that's really cool. How does one get into that? And I guess usually I tell people to chase their dreams. It turns out my dreams chase me. So you guys are like, hey, you want to be on there? Like,
it was more like your dreams stalked you, Shaun. Just to give a little backstory to our listening and viewing audience, if you're not familiar with the show, Wish You Were Here started out as a one-season run. And it was our UCDD, Upper Cumberland Development District, came to us and said, we want to use grant dollars. We want to do this show promoting tourism across the Upper Cumberland. And they put together a team. And I came on board in the beginning as a field correspondent, just like you're doing now, and loved it. I call it action hosting because you're in there and you're doing the things. And, you kind of, it's an experience-driven show.
Yeah.
So I love that piece. And Caitlin Steakley was what was originally going to be a studio host, but it became a location host position. So she was doing a different part of the job and then throwing the episodes to the field correspondents. And of course we had Rafferty Cleary and Matt Beal, and it was just a fun show. We enjoyed it. Season 1, yay raw. And then they said, hey, how about Season 2? Then hey, how about Season 3? So by the time Season 4 came along, we were like, oh my goodness, how is this possible? But we had a zippy and unexpected twist, which was Caitlin Steakley and Rafferty Cleary. They called us up and said, hey guys, we're both getting our master's degree, so we cannot handle the schedule of the show on top of our role, on top of school. And so we're going to have to bow out. Well, oh my goodness. We were like, how do we replace Caitlin and Rafferty? And then Matt Beal calls and says, hey, I got a new job opportunity. It's taking me away from here. So we lost the whole team. Like I was the lone wolf of Wish You Were Here.
You could have done it all by yourself, I'm sure.
Never.
Back to you, Shan. Thank you. You'd be like that Bugs Bunny cartoon where he plays all the positions in baseball.
Like I've done that before, and I don't want to go back.
Yeah.
So, replacing Rafferty, that was what, Tessa, the last decision, because I took over Caitlin's position, which, let the record show, props to Caitlin Steakley. Hosting a show is wildly different.
She does so good.
Than being a field correspondent, which is a little more loosey-goosey, a little more fun. It really took a lot out of me. But I stepped into that role, and we had to find 3 field correspondents. So Merle LaRose, Jason Grider from Good Morning Cookeville, and then Rafferty Cleary. We're like, who can replace Rafferty? It has to be somebody with a great personality. It has to be somebody who can really think on their feet, quick-witted,
funny,
and very likable.
Go on.
Yes, but we couldn't, nobody was fitting the bill. We just kept going through ideas, and then Tessa's like, you know what
about Shaun? And we're like, oh my gosh. Why didn't we think of this before?
Obvious. And then it was like, please say yes.
And I
please
immediately called you. We were at Cummins Falls State Park filming for Waterfalls for All. And I immediately called you and was like, Shaun, hey, I know this is one more thing on your plate, but I think it'd be a great opportunity. And you were like, yeah, that would be awesome. Just send me info. And then we were so excited. Like, you completed Little Wish You Were Here family. And like, you were the funniest. Like, I love being on set with you filming because I'd leave just like in tears and my cheeks hurt from laughing so much. You were such a joy to be around just as a person, but just to watch you grow into this role as a field correspondent, like, it has been the best.
You're too kind. And let's ask Grizz how he feels about all the...
Who is our videographer for the show?
It's just like, let's wrap it up, guy. Like, enough dad jokes. But thank you for the kind words. Hey, you guys have been great to work with. You guys make me look like $1 million, and I can see why it's an Emmy-nominated show. So I'm just happy to be on an Emmy-nominated show.
Yeah.
I'm
You're
TV Shaun
Scantland. To the back of your business card.
Yes. It's going to be the headline on my LinkedIn and business card and
as
resume.
It should.
So, yeah, it's pretty cool.
When you got the call, you know, what is that like? Did you think you were being pranked? I mean, like, what is it,
well, yes, but then, a quick Google, but jokes aside, like, I was aware of the good work y'all were doing, and I had seen on TikTok and Facebook Reels, and they're called Reels, too, on Instagram.
Yeah.
Right? I saw you were yakking around, I think.
That sounds
there
right.
were some yaks or something. Like,
yeah, in
seems right.
Yeah. And I was like, that's a really cool job. How does one get involved in that? And, we've joked before about, like, I think everyone should chase their dreams. Well, I was like, that's cool. That'd be awesome. And then I didn't do anything or chase it. And then next thing you know, my dream's knocking on my door. So look,
I heard you, Shaun. I heard you.
Don't listen to those motivational speakers. Just wait around. It'll come to you.
Your dreams will find you. You don't have to do anything. Boy, that's some motivational speaking people can get behind.
Right, just do nothing.
So I was there your first day of filming, and you did Chestnut Oaks Farm Store and Kitchen at Burgess Falls.
I can't believe you could say that. Like, do you remember how long we were in there? I saw y'all think you were regretting your choices. Like,
no,
because that was so easy for you to just say.
Listen,
but I was
for a man that has 18 words on his business card for a title, I would think you could handle Chestnut Oaks Farm Store and Kitchen.
You did it again. You're just showing off. That's impressive. Yeah, but that was such a fun venue. That was really cool. I got to chase chickens.
I got to chase chickens.
Yeah. Rooster almost flogged me. I mean, it was a good time.
A big part of Wish You Were Here is your tolerance toward being licked and eaten by animals. I mean, that's a lot of my job. I have a lot of farm friends that are trying to nip at my heels constantly. So you have to love animals to be a part of the show, definitely.
For sure, and I think that's just us earning our spot at the top of the food chain, because if you can't fight them off and keep them from eating you, you don't need that
belong
spot.
on this show.
Show them how we got here.
So that was your first day of filming, but let's talk about this week filming.
That was a good time.
Yes, we filmed a very special episode of Wish You Were Here featuring our Waterfalls for All initiative, and Tessa and I have worked tirelessly. I think all of 2025 has been working toward Waterfalls for All, and we appreciate Tennessee Department of Tourist Development for bolstering the support of this initiative. And now Wish You Were Here in this special episode that's going to air immediately. It's the April episode.
Let's go.
Yeah. So it features our 5 most accessible waterfalls in the Upper Cumberland and, truth be known, Middle Tennessee. The state parks have done a great job with these waterfalls. But Shaun, as much as we brought you on to be the Rafferty and the comic relief and the color and the fun, you brought a very serious perspective in this episode about how waterfalls affected you in a very personal way. Do you want to share that story?
Yeah, I'd be happy to. We were filming at Burgess Falls, and that was the place that my brother-in-law dragged me to, and I'm very thankful he did. So to give you a little perspective on this was 2008. This is during the Great Recession. The old joke, I think Reagan said it right, the difference between a recession and a depression is a recession, your neighbor loses their job, a depression, you lose yours. Well, I lost mine. And I didn't realize how much of my self-worth I had tied up in my job and earning and stuff. And, I was excited that I was getting to go back to school to re-educate myself, to re-enter the workforce. So that was good, but I found myself having signs of depression, not really realizing it was depression. It wasn't like I was sitting around listening to The Cure all day and being sad and wearing all black. It was losing interest in things that used to bring me joy. Or my friends calling me up and being like, hey, you want to hang out? And just, so I kind of withdrew a little bit. And being invited to get out, to get moving, to go to these waterfalls, to hike these trails, it was nice. I know the new generation, Gen Z or Gen Alpha, loves to say, go out and touch grass, kid, if you're crashing out. And that's not sound medical advice. Please, if you're suffering from anything, please go talk to a professional. But this worked for me. Getting out, literally touching grass, hiking, and going to see the waterfalls. And I think there was a line that we mentioned there, you don't have to get wet for the water to wash away your troubles.
I love that. I loved it.
And for me, that was very much the case. It was able to kind of get me back to a normal thing. So our parks are wonderful. They're free, which oddly enough fit my budget as a newly unemployed fella.
It was a win-win.
It was a win-win, yeah. So please take advantage of them. There's no reason not to. I mean, they're so accessible, literally for everyone. I think that's wonderful that our state parks are doing that. As a Tennessean, I'm very proud of that.
Well, it is something that, you know my story. My grandfather lost the use of his legs at 16 years old in a farming accident. And so he did not live in an accessible world. And the fact that our community is stepping up, our state parks are stepping up, Tennessee is stepping up to make everything more accessible. And, we talked to a friend of ours as we were filming the Waterfalls for All documentary, and we wrapped it up recently. And her husband suffered a stroke years back, and so now he is in a wheelchair. And she talked about her journey of every little thing matters. Just to know that your community shops are making their aisleways wider so that she can get her husband, in and out easily, and he doesn't dread going to a store with her. Yeah. And, we went to Plenty Bookshop where they have made that so accessible and putting things down on lower shelves so that, if you can't reach something, and just having their staff to be very forward thinking in the accessibility realm. And so just all of the pieces, it takes a village, and that's a true statement. And our village is the state of Tennessee, is Putnam County, is our downtown stores, and are these state parks that are working really hard. And the ATV wheelchairs, that has been a beautiful piece as well. And so we appreciate you being on this journey with us and filming this week. The new episode, we got to see the sneak peek today. Amazing.
Oh, it's so good.
It turned out okay?
Good.
It turned out, you did so good. And you did make the blooper reel, I think, twice, maybe 3 times. So that's
you are
not
the blooper reel, which that is a great place to be, though.
Not really a shocker. And we are going to roll into economic development now.
Okay.
So let's talk a little bit about your job, and then when we come back, we're going to talk about a really fun way to fundraise. So tell us about what's happening in economic development, what's your role, what the favorite thing of your job is.
Okay, my role is helping manufacturers take advantage of our tax credits so we can put Tennesseans to work in good jobs. We offer tax credits to the people that are doing the hard work here in Tennessee. When manufacturers are looking to expand, we help them with grants if possible. And one of the things, just a little qualifier for that is that they have to offer health insurance. So that's a big thing for me. I like to make sure that Tennesseans have, a good paying job, and that's just working directly with them. In another role, economic development, everyone thinks about economic development as the front page of, oh, look, this new thing is coming here, right?
True.
That's usually done by your local city and county mayors. They do a lot of work there. The Upper Cumberland Development District, Megan's doing that hard work here in town. You're going to see Adam Poe and Amy New and Matt Billings, and I'm sure I'm leaving someone else out. They're doing all that hard work, and we support them. My boss, Angela Rigetko, she's director of the area.
Angela is amazing.
She's the best. She is.
What a fun boss. You're working with the right person.
I really, I am blessed beyond measure. I just have fun everywhere I go. It doesn't even make sense.
You're bringing the fun with you, Shaun.
I'm just riding everyone else's coattails. It's fun. So it's really fun to support these people that are doing the hard work and just be there as a representative of the state to let them know we've got their back. So when they're doing this huge lift of trying to lure these jobs here, it's like, hey, yeah, and by the way, Shaun and Angela are here, and they're helping us. So they do a lot of the hard work. I didn't really understand how hard our county and city mayors are working toward that, the Upper Cumberland Development District, and any economic developers, that are working hard to lure these places here for our people. So
absolutely,
we're very lucky to have everyone that we have.
And we appreciate the work that you're doing and your team of people that are working hard. And when we come back, you are listening to Today in Putnam County, and we are going to be talking about a really fun way to fundraise and to bolster resources for nonprofits in the Upper Cumberland. So don't go away, and we'll see you right after the break.
We're back with Today in Putnam County with Shan Stout.
Welcome back to Today in Putnam County. I'm Shan Stout with my co-host Tessa Davis, and our guest today is Shaun Scantland. Shaun, we have been unpacking a lot in this episode. You talked about how you are one of the new field correspondents for Wish You Were Here on WCTE PBS.
So much fun. Such a great time.
You are in the field of economic development, unpacking what that's like in supporting bringing in businesses and bolstering the economy, and what hard work all the people behind the scenes that are supporting economic development across the Upper Cumberland.
And it makes me sound like an adult. That's pretty cool. Big boy job there.
Yes,
that's pretty cool.
And your title's impressive as well. I mean,
It took me a couple months to memorize it, but yeah, we are here.
It was so impressive that I did not open the show by saying it because I knew I would not get it correct. I threw that burden to you to handle your title because I was like, man, that is a lot.
Yeah, I forget sometimes. I'm just like, hey, I'm the connector of people. That's what I do. I'm never the guy anyone needs, but I'll know the person they need. So there you go.
Hey, that's an important job. That is when you know somebody that's going to know the answer, right?
Yeah.
That you're that funnel.
Yeah. There's a great line from a Ted Lasso episode where he's like, congratulations, now you two know someone awesome. Yeah, and that's what I feel like my email sign-off should be. Not sincerely or respectfully yours, it's congratulations, now you know someone awesome. There you go.
When you said Ted Lasso, I knew exactly where this was going.
Yeah. I had a mustache for a month or so just because of that show. I'm very easily impressed. I love that show. I was a soccer coach for 9 seasons at the YMCA. I was just out there lassoing it up, buddy. It was a good time. These little kids are looking at me like, that's a heck of a life lesson, coach. How do I kick the ball? I'm like, brother, I don't know.
Our podcast is falling off the rails.
I'm so sorry.
As a good friend of yours, I fully expect this at some point. You got a 30-minute podcast, and somewhere it's going to go awry if you're talking to Shaun. But it's going to be a lot of fun while you're falling off.
Let's get it back on the train tracks. I'm so sorry, Shaun. Here we are.
So we're going to unpack the third hat from your bag of tricks here and talk about, you have something that you're a part of and have been for several years that is probably the most fun way to fundraise that I've ever seen. So tell us a little bit about this group, how it got started, what you've accomplished, and what your goals are for the future.
All right. That sounds so serious for a fantasy football league.
I know. I know.
That's really cool. I appreciate it. I sometimes can't believe that we're still talking about this, where it started, because for the listeners who don't understand fantasy football, it's a game you can play through different websites, ESPN, Flea Flicker, Sleeper, all these things. And you draft offensive players usually, and then based on their statistical performance, you'll get points for that, and you play each other, and whoever has the most points. It's a good time. So it's a great way to stay involved in football, especially when, like, if you're a fan of the Tennessee Titans.
It makes you a very interactive fan, not just a fan.
Because last year, I mean, that was rough. The quality of the football product was not good last year. Hence the 4th pick in the draft this year. But playing fantasy football, you can still watch it and hope your running back gets 10 yards so you get a point, or a reception for a point, or whatever it is. So I've been playing that for forever, a long time. And sometimes there would be a little bit of hurt feelings in it because, we're playing for money and stuff like that, and people will take it a little too serious. And I thought,
taking football seriously?
It's ridiculous, right? Like, it's so silly. Like, my happiness is going to be based on an 18 to 28-year-old man's performance with an oblong ball on a field. Like, it's ridiculous what men do. But yeah.
And yet, here we are.
Here we are. Yeah. So how can we take the seriousness out of it? So instead of the winner getting the money, we were like, hey, let's let the winner choose a charity or nonprofit to give that to. And because not everyone believes the same way, not everyone,
You're not just picking one charity. Everybody gets to represent where they'd like their money if they have winnings.
Yeah, and just so everyone feels good about it, we made a rule at the start that it's non-political and non-religious, because not everyone believes the certain way on that too, right? So everyone feels good about it, and when people lose in it, they're still not happy to lose, right? But they still show up to the check presentation, and a couple of the league members, Philip Clemens is one of them. He's a great guy. He works at Wilson Bank, so he gets this big novelty check, so we feel like Ed McMahon for the picture,
The big check presentation.
Oh, it's a good time, yeah. And some of them have wanted to keep it. I'm like, we got to give it back to him. But, like, yeah, he reuses it,
I can imagine you having one hanging on your wall in, like, your den or something.
I would love one. You remember that Adam Sandler movie where he just kept the big checks in the back of the car? Yeah. We'll have to get
the golf movie.
Yeah. Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, Happy Gilmore. Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. And we started off very slowly. It was 10 people, and the first year they selected Impact here in town, which does a lot of great work. So we donated just $500, and from that first year, I think we're going into the 7th year. I think we've had 6, maybe 5 or 6. Time flies when you're having a good time. I should have had this, but last year's donation put us over $10,000.
Wow.
$10,600, I think, is what we've been able to raise for the hardworking charity and nonprofits in the Upper Cumberland, doing the work to help the people that are in trying times, right? Because they're out there rolling up their sleeves, doing the hard thing, and so the least we can do, maybe not everyone can volunteer, maybe not everyone has time that they can give, but being able to chip in $100 here, $100 there as we up our buy-in fee, and then being able to donate that. And, they might think, well, my little $100 doesn't do a whole lot. But when you rally now, the league went from 10 members to 30 members, and we'll be expanding it in the off-season. And when we expand, we're always looking for people that are leaders in the community, that have a servant's heart, that are wanting to give back. And we are never at a loss to find people, because the Upper Cumberland is just full of great people wanting to help. And this is just another way to help the people that are the helpers. What was it? Mr. Rogers looked for the helpers. And so we help the helpers. That's what we try to do. We try to give them money to give a little leeway in their budget so they can keep helping the people here. Well,
and I'm going to say, you talked lightly about the fact that you're having fun in fundraising, but the word fun is in fundraising. I think that is the best way to raise funds, because the joy you feel in doing something, and you can also do something good for someone else at the same time. We recently interviewed WCTE PBS about Let's Dance, and they said this was the most fun we've ever had in fundraising. And they raised almost $70,000 for public television, and everyone had a great time. So there's nothing wrong. I think that's the secret sauce, because, sometimes you fundraise and it is a lot of hard work. I've been on a lot of committees. I've been the chair of committees. And, the fundraising efforts can sometimes be arduous and take the full year, and you're just investing and driving that message. Yeah. And sometimes you do land in a particular fundraising effort that just, you're like, are we really raising money? Because it feels like we're having a really good time here.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you've kind of landed in that venue. And I've seen the fantasy football over the years, because we would even be in board meetings when I was at the chamber, and they would be talking about their fantasy football in between our breaks. Yeah. And it is serious. They're taking that. It's very competitive. It's fun, but it's for a good cause, which I absolutely adore.
Yeah, and there's a little crossover there talking about fun and fundraising. Tracy and Costa, they were contestants on Let's Dance, and they brought me in to do some videography work for them as to show like how the sausage is getting made as they're working hard for that.
And you did such a good job.
Oh, it was a lot of fun, but they made it very easy because they were taking it very serious and working very hard, but never once did they ever lose sight of it being fun. They were always such a joy to work with, and it was always fun to watch them, and they really enjoyed the challenge of it. So,
and boy, didn't they do a good job.
Yeah, and Costa, he's the unofficial entertainment director for the Upper Cumberland Community League, so he always has the draft party at his house. It's always an amazing time. He orders like a bazillion chicken wings, and we of varying different heat levels, and we just have a great time around the pool after we draft.
It scrambles them all up in one big pot, and just what you get is what you get.
Yeah, chicken wing roulette. That's something we'll have to do next year. Like, is that hot or not? We're going to find out. So that's a fun idea, Shan.
Well, that made me think of when we filmed in Spencer.
Oh, yeah.
At Ugly Mug.
Those wings were so good.
And we didn't think about how hard it would be for you to eat wings and being filmed like that.
Yeah. No, like they were wet wings, so like my fingers are covered. I got like the Joker smile of the heat on my mustache. Oh, and they were ghost pepper wings. So
they were
nuts.
It was really hot.
It was. I remembered not to touch my eyeballs, so that was good.
Very, very smart. Yes.
Yeah, but very flavorful, very good.
It was very
some of the best wings I've had. Yeah.
Well, you may not know this, but Caitlin Steakley, she's allergic to shellfish. I don't like shellfish, but I became the official shellfish eater of Wish You Were Here so that I didn't kill my co-host, right? Yeah. And so I had to eat oysters on film for the first time. I had never tried them before. Things like that. Lobster, I do not enjoy lobster. What? I know that makes me the anti-snob. I mean, like, I don't know. I know.
Wow.
Something's broken with me.
That's all right.
But
what did you think of the oyster?
I got it down. The texture was like more than I could handle, but I was like, you're on television. You gotta smile and be like, oh, delicious. Surprisingly delicious.
It feels like a wad of snot is slowly going down your throat. Yep. That was a lovely oyster.
Yes.
Aphrodisiac indeed. Feel like I've got drainage. No.
For those thinking about having oysters for dinner, I apologize.
I know. I'm so sorry.
I enjoy them on a cracker, a little hot sauce. But just right out the shell. That's probably not for me.
So that's how much I love Caitlin. I was willing to take all the shellfish for
That's
her,
some love right there. Talking about that, like me and Mike Franklin, another member of the Community League, he was very instrumental in helping it be formed.
It's called, is it the Upper Cumberland Community League? Is that the name of our fantasy football? Okay.
Yeah. And we did a YouTube show a long time ago called What's Cooking Cookeville. And we would spotlight restaurants locally and go there and try the food and stuff. And there would be times, to your point, because we always try to keep it positive. Like, we realized very early on in the episodes, we are not food critics. It's like, because, I'm like getting hints of oak. And, no, I'm not getting hints of anything. It just tastes bad or it's good. That's it, right? So we would always keep it positive. And there'd be times where I might have to look at Mike and be like, brother, you're going to have to talk about that dish. I got nothing good to say. And then he might do the same thing, like, you're going to have to talk about that. And I'm like, I got it. Yeah, so it's good to have a teammate with a different palate.
That's true.
To help you through those dishes because even if it's good, even if it's prepared exactly right, it may not be for you.
That's true.
So, you got to have that partner to take that shellfish bullet for you.
Is it still on YouTube?
Yeah, we've not taken it down. It was like we ran out of restaurants after a while. And
I'm going to have to check that out.
Yeah, no, it's everyone went on to bigger and better things, and it's very...
And you're on TV now.
Yeah.
You went from YouTube to TV? TV.
And look at Emmy nominated. Let's
Emmy-nominated
not leave that
TV
out.
show,
As we
yes.
discussed, I was impossible. As soon as I got the word, by the way, that I was going to be a field correspondent, I was telling my wife, Evan, bless her, she's got the patience of a saint. She has to with me, right? And I'm like, from here on in, I want to be referred to as TV's Shaun Scantland. But I don't know if I grew up like when I'd have a sick day or something, I'd stay with a grandparent, so you're watching like the 2 channels and PBS, you know, like
Yeah.
but they'd have like the Hollywood Squares or whatever, and they'd always have, and here's TV's, you know, whoever up there, because you'd be like, I know him from somewhere, but where? And he'd be like some daytime guy, you know, just needing a buck, host on the show. So I always thought that's a pretty cool thing to have in front of your name.
So there you go.
I'm
It's
TV's
your
Shaun
moment.
Scantland. Yeah, that's me. So.
Well, you've been listening to TV's Shaun Scantland here on today's podcast.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us. You have been listening or watching Today in Putnam County. I'm Shan Stout. I'd like to thank our co-host Tessa Davis. Shaun, thank you so much for coming on the show. It is never a dull time when we're with you.
I hope you can use some of this. I don't know how much of this is even possible.
We're just lucky that I didn't host it, because then it would have been really off the rails.
We'll have to come back for that. Is there an extended version? Like where
I think you're making the extended version now, because we are officially out of time. We appreciate you listening, and until we talk to you next week, enjoy the journey.
This has been Today in Putnam County with Shan Stout.